Did you know that what you eat just before going to bed is standing between you and a dangerous blood clot? After 65, your body doesn't process things the way it used to. Your blood thickens at night, your heart slows down, and your circulation drops, creating the perfect storm for tiny clots to form quietly without you feeling a thing. But what if something as simple as a bite of food, one natural proven ingredient, could help your body sweep those clots away while you sleep? In this video, we'll show you the exact food and why even top heart surgeons are quietly recommending it to their aging parents. Not as some miracle cure, but as smart, gentle prevention. You'll also learn what to avoid eating with it, why timing matters, and what most seniors get wrong when trying to protect their hearts at night. If you're between 65 and 80, or even a bit younger and thinking ahead, this might be one of the most important bedtime habits you ever learn. Because once blood clots take hold, the damage they cause can be sudden and permanent. But you're not powerless. You can take back some control, and it starts with understanding how your body really works at night and how to help it heal itself. 1. The silent danger of nighttime clotting. While we sleep, most of us assume our bodies are resting peacefully. But for older adults, especially those in their late 60s to 80s, something more unsettling is happening. Blood flow naturally slows down during deep sleep, especially in the legs and arms. That might not sound like a problem, but when you add in dehydration, slower circulation, and aging blood vessels, it creates the perfect setting for clot formation, often in places you won't feel until it's too late. A small clot that forms in the leg can suddenly travel to the lungs or brain, and by the time you realize what's happened, the damage could already be done. What makes this even more dangerous is that the signs aren't obvious. There's no pain, no dramatic warning sign, just a slow build-up. That's why cardiologists and vascular specialists are becoming more vocal in recommending nightly preventive routines, especially dietary ones, that can help keep the blood thin and flowing naturally. One simple, consistent dietary habit is a mild, natural blood thinner before bed. Not a prescription, not a supplement, but something from your kitchen. Certain foods contain compounds that support vascular function and help reduce blood stickiness when eaten at the right time. They gently encourage your blood to keep moving through your system even while you're at rest. And this can mean the difference between waking up refreshed or not waking up at all. You might not hear doctors shouting about this from rooftops, but more and more heart surgeons, especially those in their 60s and 70s, have adopted this quiet habit themselves. A retired heart surgeon named Greg, now 74, shared that he never misses his bedtime dose of this food because, as he puts it, "I've seen what can happen when the blood slows down at night, and I'm not taking chances." Sometimes prevention isn't flashy, it's subtle, consistent, and it begins with awareness. 2. The nighttime role of garlic in cleansing clots. Garlic may seem like a simple seasoning, but for those of us in our 60s, 70s, and 80s, it holds an overlooked power, especially when taken at night. Garlic contains a compound called allicin, which has been studied for its ability to support blood flow, reduce clotting tendencies, and keep arteries flexible. But the timing of when you eat it matters more than most people realize. Eating garlic right before bed allows its natural compounds to work during the long hours of rest when your blood is most prone to stagnation. That's the window when your body is either quietly healing itself or letting hidden clots build. Some researchers have even found that nighttime garlic intake has a gentler effect than blood-thinning medications, especially for those who can't tolerate aspirin or other daily drugs. And unlike prescriptions, it doesn't destroy your gut lining or lead to long-term complications. Instead, garlic's effects are cumulative and stabilizing. If used consistently, it can reduce platelet stickiness and lower fibrin, a protein that helps form clots, without tipping the body into dangerous bleeding. I know some folks might be hesitant because of the strong smell or the taste, but here's the thing. One small clove, crushed and left for 10 minutes, then swallowed like a pill with a bit of warm water before bed, can be enough. That's all it takes. You don't even have to chew it. And if you add a teaspoon of raw honey, it'll not only smooth the process, but also bring in its own clot cleansing benefits. A double blessing for your heart. Eleanor, an 82-year-old widow who had suffered from many strokes, swore by this ritual. Her doctor had put her on blood thinners, but the side effects were too harsh. One evening, her neighbor, a retired nurse, handed her a simple note. Try garlic and honey before bed. 2 years later, Eleanor said her blood markers had improved, and she hadn't had a dizzy spell since. Carl Jung once said, "The shoe that fits one person pinches another." And in health, that couldn't be more true. Modern medicine has its place, but for some of us, the answer lies in time-tested practices that our grandmothers used before pharmacies ever existed. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. 3. The forgotten power of pomegranate juice. For many older adults, blood clots aren't something they notice until a health scare forces them to a swollen leg, a surprise hospital visit, or a doctor saying, "You were lucky this time." But what if there was something simple, natural, and delicious that could work in your favor night after night without needing a prescription or painful side effects? That's where pomegranate juice comes in. Rich in polyphenols, this deep red fruit has been shown to reduce oxidative stress, thin the blood naturally, and improve endothelial function, which is a fancy way of saying it helps keep your blood vessels relaxed and clean. What makes pomegranate juice special is its ability to gently reduce systolic blood pressure and protect your arteries from the kind of plaque buildup that can trigger clots. And yes, drinking it before bed may give those effects a stronger foothold during the body's natural recovery cycle. In one clinical study, seniors who drank a glass of pomegranate juice every evening showed a significant reduction in markers for inflammation and clotting after just a few weeks. But this isn't just about numbers, it's about how people feel. Charles, a 76-year-old retired firefighter, said he started sleeping better and waking up with fewer headaches and less stiffness in his hands. "I didn't expect much," he admitted, "but now, if I skip a night, I notice it." Of course, not all juices are created equal. The key is to choose a pure, unsweetened pomegranate juice, not a blend and not one full of added sugars. Just half a glass, around 4 to 6 ounces, is often enough. Some even add a dash of turmeric or a pinch of black pepper to increase the anti-inflammatory power. You'd be surprised how well your body responds to these small evening rituals. There's a kind of wisdom in choosing what you sip before sleep. Some folks reach for wine or tea, but those who know the body's rhythms, the heart surgeons, the nutritionists and the elders who've seen it all, understand that the right drink can be your nightly medicine, especially one that clears your vessels while you rest. Jung believed that much of what affects us operates in the unconscious, and what's more unconscious than sleep? That's why the habits you build before bed have a bigger effect than you might imagine. Pomegranate juice may look like just a drink, but to your blood vessels, it's like sending in the cleaning crew after hours. They help cleanse you from the inside out. Tart cherries are rich in melatonin, which helps regulate your sleep cycles. But more importantly, they contain anthocyanins, these dark red plant pigments that reduce inflammation and support vascular function. That's why so many athletes use tart cherry juice for recovery. But for those of us over 65, the benefit goes deeper. While you're asleep, your body enters a phase of slow-wave restoration, and that's when blood vessels either constrict or repair. When anthocyanins are present, they help prevent the stiffening and clot-forming processes that become more common as we age. There's even a study where older adults who drank Tart cherry juice before bed not only slept longer, but showed improved markers of cardiovascular health in as little as 2 weeks. That's incredible. Not just because of the science, but because it shows how small, simple actions can have long-term impact. Consider this. Leonard, a 76-year-old widower from Oregon, used to wake up with stiffness in his legs and fingers. He didn't think much of it until a friend mentioned it could be from slowed blood flow during the night. He started having a small glass of Tart cherry juice each evening, about 30 minutes before bed. Within a week, he noticed his mornings were easier. No more slow shuffling out of bed, no more pins and needles in his arms. It felt like a new lease on life. The beauty of Tart cherry juice isn't just in its flavor or its natural sleep aid qualities. It's in how it supports your body's internal cleaning crew during the most quiet, vulnerable hours. As Jung might say, night is the realm of the unconscious, and it's also when healing is most profound. What you give your body right before that matters more than we realize. And here's a quiet truth that more doctors are beginning to accept. The best healing isn't always the most complicated. Sometimes it's found in a glass of dark red juice taken with intention and trust just before you lay your head down. Number 6. The circulation-boosting power of cayenne pepper at night. There's a reason some of the oldest healing traditions around the world, including Native American and Ayurvedic medicine, have used cayenne pepper not just in cooking, but in medicine. And here's why. Cayenne is a natural blood thinner. It contains capsaicin, the very thing that gives it that warm, spicy kick. And that compound helps dilate blood vessels, increase circulation, and dissolve fibrin, a substance that leads to blood clot formation. Now, for someone in their 30s or 40s, this might not be life-changing, but for those of us in our 60s, 70s, or 80s, where circulation naturally slows and blood thickens with age, that nightly little pinch of cayenne can help your blood move more freely and cleanly through your system while you sleep. The timing matters. When you consume cayenne in a small dose before bed, say mixed into warm lemon water or stirred into bone broth, it quietly gets to work supporting your arteries. It doesn't shock your system like coffee. Instead, it gently supports your vascular system when your body is at rest and most focused on internal repair. Just ask Linda, an 82-year-old former nurse from Ohio. She never liked spicy food, but after she was told she had poor peripheral circulation and felt tingling in her hands at night, she gave cayenne tea a try. Within a few nights, not only did the tingling reduce, but she noticed she wasn't getting up as often in the night. Her feet, which were usually cold even under blankets, started to feel warm again. She hadn't expected something so small to change so much. Carl Jung once wrote that a small thing in a big moment can become a great thing. In this case, a 1/4 teaspoon of cayenne taken at the right time becomes a tool of deep cleansing. It's not a miracle. It's chemistry working with biology, tuned to the rhythms of aging. But don't go overboard. A tiny amount goes a long way. Too much, and you may irritate your stomach or have trouble sleeping. But a pinch, combined with warm liquid, can help your blood glide instead of clump. That's the power of ritual. That's the wisdom of paying attention to what your body truly needs right before the quietest hours of the day. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 6 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now, let's move forward. Number 7. The healing ritual of warm turmeric milk before bed. There's something almost sacred about a warm cup of turmeric milk before bed. For centuries, it's been known as golden milk across India, not just because of its color, but because of what it does for the body, especially an aging one. Turmeric contains curcumin, a natural anti-inflammatory that has been shown in studies to reduce the buildup of arterial plaque and support healthy blood flow. But its real magic happens when it's taken with warm milk and a bit of black pepper, because black pepper boosts the absorption of curcumin by up to 2,000%. That combination isn't just soothing, it's therapeutic. As we age, our body's ability to break down blood clots, manage inflammation, and regulate cholesterol slows. Drinking turmeric milk at night gives your body a gentle but powerful tool to work with as you rest and repair. Think of Harold, a 78-year-old former truck driver from Kansas. He was skeptical when his daughter suggested he try turmeric milk before bed. "I thought it was just some trendy health nonsense," he admitted. But he tried it anyway. Half a teaspoon of turmeric, a pinch of black pepper, and a cup of warm oat milk. Within weeks, he noticed his morning stiffness had eased, his hands didn't cramp as much, and he felt more rested. He didn't change his medication, he just added a nightly ritual that helped his body work better overnight. Carl Jung believed that we project our inner healing journeys into our rituals, and when older people take a moment to prepare something nourishing for themselves at night, they aren't just feeding the body, they're declaring, "I am still here, I still matter, and I still choose to care for myself." This isn't about fads, it's about creating a moment of peace, consistency, and quiet power at the end of the day. When you sit with a warm cup of golden milk in your hands, you're doing more than drinking. You're supporting your heart, softening your blood, and giving your body a chance to sweep through the vessels that keep everything alive. And perhaps most importantly, you're treating yourself with the gentleness you've always deserved. Final thoughts with Wes. Sometimes the most powerful healing doesn't come from high-tech machines or expensive pills. It comes from knowing what your body truly needs and giving it with love, consistency, and patience. As we move through our 60s, 70s, and 80s, it's easy to feel like we're losing control. Blood clots, fatigue, poor circulation. These aren't just medical concerns, they're reminders that time is moving. But here's the truth, time may move forward, but so can we. Every food you choose with care, every small habit you adopt before bed sends a quiet message to your body that says, you're not done yet. We've looked at 7 powerful evening habits that can help your body naturally support healthy blood flow. Not one of them requires fancy equipment or strange ingredients. They're simple, gentle, and rooted in wisdom that's been passed down for generations and now confirmed by science. And maybe more importantly, these aren't just tips for your health, they're ways of reclaiming dignity. They're little anchors of strength in a world that too often overlooks the elderly. But you know better. You know that age brings not just aches, but also insight, not just wear, but also wisdom. And with the right knowledge, you can make your nights a time of quiet healing and strength. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.